Hey everybody, welcome back. Week 5. Hope everybody had a good holidays, Christmas, New Year's, all that stuff. I got a little holiday picture up here. But like I said, week 5, so last week of the course. Got our little brand new year picture here for you. So bright future ahead for everybody. Um, and remember, if you know, New Year here, so first blank page of your 365 page book there. So just write a good book, stay focused, keep yourself, where your goals are. Got this one here. It's not about being the best, about being better than you were yesterday. Whatever, depending on where you're at in your situation, depending on, you know, if you had problems keeping up, struggling with school here and everything, and I always harp about make it everyday thing, just like be your coffee or your kids or whatever, school is everyday thing, but so is your life, all the things involved there. So not just school, everything. So you need to, let's, if there is bad things in the past, let's leave them there and focus on the future. And school being one of them. So here we are in school. So let's go back. Let's get in the course room here. All right. So upcoming last week of the term, like I said. Uh, so upcoming week here, got presentations, discussions. So we got 2 chapters this week. Chapter 9 has to do with implementing marketing and control. So depending on what you're going to be doing, like you say, if you're going to work for a company and you're involved in running it or marketing part of it or whatever, or if you're a business owner and you're going to, you have to get the marketing started. So there's, you get your plan, then you implement it. How do you control it? You got budgets, you got different things. So as you go through these slides here in this chapter, there's different things, on how it happens. Like when I worked for Domino's Corporate, there was, stuff was laid out a year out in advance, sometimes 18 months on different planning. Same thing as the owner. Okay, how are we going to do it? You have to do this stuff ahead of time. You don't just, we get junk mail, we see things on TV, radio, social media. These things don't happen right away. It's all planned out. There's a schedule, there's a matrix, things like that. So that's part of planning. Even as a business owner, if you're going to be doing marketing, you're going to, sometimes you'll see, well, it used to be phone books, but there's other things now where you'll see an advertisement for like a small company or something. That stuff is planned out, it's budgeted, and so there's a lot that goes into it. Um, the other chapter here, developing long-term customer relationships. When I was in Domino's, one of the first things I remember that company, one of their policies was a little term called customers for life. And they were very focused on, if there was something wrong, they made it right. They replaced pizzas, orders, things like that. And to this day, they still do that. And a lot of companies have that same philosophy. And you may run into somebody who isn't very cooperative, but if you go up to the next level, they usually take care of stuff. And that's pretty much all companies today. That's part of their philosophy. Um, long-term relationship or just getting customers, attracting customers. Some of you may or may not know one of the things I do. I also write on the side. On books, so one of the things they tell you about books is you only got a few seconds. Back in Domino's, one of the things we used to preach about is customer interaction was only maybe less than a minute. Actual interaction. You're on the phone for 15 to 30 seconds placing a phone. Today, not even that because of internet ordering and so forth. And then the driver at the front door for 30 seconds. That is the interaction. So you only have a few seconds to make a positive impression, and that's why there's a lot of companies, why there's such an emphasis on presentation. You don't want to pull up to a place and see employees hanging out in front door smoking, shirts untucked, things like that, because it gives an image that might drive customers away. So that's part of that. Same thing like with a book. One of the things they taught us about with the books is, you just get a few seconds. Oops, just get a few seconds to see a book cover. Okay, so there's a book cover. All right, but that's just the example. All right. And so customer, something to draw people in as customers. So when we get to chapter 10 here, part of it is just there's other things that go into long-range relationships with customers. Some of us have stories, like one of the rental car companies we've never, back in 95 or 98 or something like that. We lived in Seattle, made a trip to Las Vegas, road trip, the family, then over to California to go to Disneyland. We get to Disneyland and went to the ATM, and there was no money there. And come to find out, the rental car company tagged our account by mistake, like $600. So to us, that was a lot of money because that was our Disneyland money. So anyway, we didn't get to go to Disneyland. Company, we'll fix it, but there was no apology. There was no, hey, we're stranded in California. None of that, So to this day, Alamo never ran it from them. And eventually they, I think, went out of business or it got bought by somebody. But anyway. And then the other example I'll just use, this is current, McDonald's. Customers for life, all that stuff, right? And for years, and if you've been in my other classes, you hear me complain about McDonald's, about the expectation is the order to be wrong. That's my expectation when I go there. And one of the things they cover in this chapter are things about the long-term value of a customer. What a lost customer, how much does that cost? I know in our case, used to go, this is as recent as like 6 months ago. Go to McDonald's like once a day, 5 days a week, or twice a day. I mean, so you're making, 5 or 10 trips a week to McDonald's. But again, the orders are wrong, and then now the price increase. It used to be they had dollar stuff. They still do have some dollar stuff, but like get one of the meals used to be $3, $4, $5. So now if two of us get something at McDonald's, we're spending $15, $20. I can spend $20 or $25 at Applebee's. So that's where it's getting to now. McDonald's is no longer the cheap place to go. So that's another issue, and I don't know how that's going to turn out for them down the road. But that's just an observation of me. So, and that's me, because now we don't even go to McDonald's maybe once every 2 weeks, and so 1 out of 2 trips, because we order a special combination on the burger, it will be wrong. So, but anyway, enough on that. So anyway, so these 2 chapters, that's what that covers. And discussion, again, like we've been doing. So those of you that are into discussions, been doing good. So you pick one of these scenarios here. You're good there. And then the homework, same thing. We're doing the internet, looking up the internet site. So again, those of you that are in there are doing good. You got your quiz, your final exam, and I ask everybody to please do the evaluation. Let us know how we're doing, be it good or bad. That's how we find out if there's something in the course that we need to fix, or maybe something you just think doesn't apply, or whatever the case is. If you got something good about the course, let us know about that too. So either way. Okay. And the only other thing is my test question. Those of you that are, you've been with me for a while, I have the grandson, but we had a second grandson back on December 7th. So let me know what's going on in the picture here. And that'll do it for this one. So, all right, everybody, have a great week. This is the last video, so I'll see you next term. I think some of you might be graduating, so this might be the last time I see you except that graduation. So have a great week. Get in touch if you need anything. Take care, everybody.